Welcome, Cyclone fans, to another broadcast of Cyclone Athletics. It's Friday, January 17th, and we're here at Harlan Community High School gym for a great Hawkeye 10 matchup between your Harlan Community Cyclones and the Trojans from Atlantic. Cyclones come into the contest with an overall record 8 wins, 3 losses, and in conference play, they're 4-1. Meanwhile, the Trojans have an overall record of 9 wins, 4 losses, and they're 2-2 in the conference. Cyclones are led in scoring by Grace Albertson at 15 points a game. And on the other side of the court, it's Peyton Harder, averaging 17 points a game. Cyclones, for many of their games this year, have a height advantage, but tonight that will be negated, so it'll be interesting. Both teams, their strength is inside. Peyton Harder, the senior, 5'11 forward, and Katrina Williams at 5'11 inside will match up against the Cyclones post players. Sophomore Kinsley Bruck at 6'2", and then the other post player for the Cyclones, Grace Albertson, number 21, the 6'1" senior. So both post players, the leading scorers for each squad. It'll get down to who can outplay who in the post, who can out-rebound who in the post, and then get down to guard play. So we'll see what type of defensive strategy Coach Zach Clausen has for the Cyclones. And on the other side of the court, Coach Dan Bargeson for Atlantic. In the background, it's Mr. Bill Carney and the Harlan Community Cyclone Pep Band getting things ready to go. Here momentarily, we'll meet the starting lineups, have the national anthem, and then the opening tip. Again, Hawkeye 10 action from Harlan Community High School gym. Your Cyclones of Harlan Community getting ready to take on the visiting Trojans from Atlantic. These two teams have not met up so far this year. Cyclones will turn around and play them again here in a couple weeks for the closing game of the season over at Atlantic's gym. So these two teams in the upper part of the Hawkeye 10. Losses for Atlantic have come from St. Albert, and that's where the Cyclones, 2 of their losses have come from. Also, Lewis Central and Shenandoah have defeated Atlantic. Cyclones' 3 losses have come, 2 of them from St. Albert and the other one from Trainer.
Hawkeye 10 basketball game between the Atlantic Trojans and your Harlan Community Cyclones. Trojans have a nice game with an overall record of 9 wins, 4 losses. The Hawkeye 10 conference record of 2 wins and 2
Some
losses.
PA announcements about the records of both teams and the coaching staffs. Cyclones are coached by head coach Zach Clausen, assisted by Mark Cohurst and Sam Brummer. And for the Trojans, number 1, McKenna Schroeder, a 5'5 junior guard. Number 3, Zoe Kirchhoff, a 5'5 junior guard. Number 10, Lila Weiderstein, a 5'6 junior guard. Number 20, Peyton Harder, 5'11 senior forward. And rounding things out, number 40, Katrina Williams. She's a 5'11 junior forward.
And now, for your Harlan Community Cyclones, who entered the nice game with an overall record of 8 wins, 3 losses. Hawkeye 10
and now getting ready to meet your Cyclone
assisted by Mark Cohurst and Sam Brummer.
Basketball starters.
And now tonight's starting lineup for the Cyclones. That is guard, 5'7 senior, number 13.
Number 13, Molly Swenson. She's a 5'7 senior guard. Aubrey Schwiezel. She's a 5'10 senior guard. Grace Albertson, 6'1 senior forward. Number 25, Brindley Van Bala. She's a 5'6 sophomore guard, and rounding things out for Harlan Community, number 43, 6'2 sophomore forward, Kinsley Brook.
Coverage of the 2024-2025 Cyclone season has been brought to you by a generous donation from the Harlan Pizza Ranch. Visit Pizza Ranch in Harlan and thank them for helping us bring you live coverage of Cyclone sports this year, including our brand new scoreboard camera. Cyclone Sports on HLTV Channel 15 has also been sponsored by Do It Best Hardware, The Agency in Harlan, Hamilton Financial Services,
Fairway in Harlan,
Western Iowa Medical in Harlan,
Peterson Family Wellness Center and Lewis Family Aquatic Complex. Live well.
Murtu Medical Center, Physical Therapy and Rehab Services.
Hanson House Senior Living. Experience life, experience Hanson House.
Dr. J's Family Eye Care, longtime supporter of Cyclone Sports in Harlan.
Family Service Community, SCSB.
Keast Auto Center, proudly serving Southwest Iowa for over 31 years.
Polly Jones Funeral Home, longtime supporter of Harlan Community Athletics and events.
Cyclone Seed and Chemical, build a bigger bin.
Conducting Swampler is a proud supporter of the Harlan community, education, and student activities. We move your business forward.
United Bank of Iowa, the difference is here, member FDIC.
Cyclone Lanes, great family entertainment, including bowling, sandwiches, and homemade buttercrust pizzas.
So in the center circle, it is Mackenzie Schroeder and Grace Albertson. Looks like Atlantic's just going to concede the opening tip, and it will be Cyclones with the ball. And it's a zone defense for Atlantic. Grace Albertson down low, puts a shot up, no good. Rebounded by Peyton Harder. She's one of the leading rebounders in the conference. And the Cyclones putting on a little pressure. And there's a turnover. So both teams come away with no points on their first possession. There's Molly Swenson. She puts up a three-pointer, no good. Atlantic with their second offensive possession. Cyclones in a little extended 2-3 zone. And try and force Atlantic to put some shots up from the perimeter and protect the inside paint of Peyton Harder. And there's a three-point basket by McKenna Schroeder. And the Trojans get on the board, 3-0. Atlantic puts some token full court pressure on. Brinley Van Bala gets it inside to Bruck, and fire up a three. Schwiezow, good. Three-point bucket by Schwiezow, and we have a tied ball game at 3 apiece. Ball goes down low to Harder. Harder scores the bucket, 5-3 in favor of the Trojans. And then they get into that 1-2-2 kind of three-quarter court press. And a turnover on the Cyclones. A turnover apiece for each team. Cyclones here early on the season struggled with some turnovers, cleaned those up really well. Something that Atlantic is going to try and force with that press. There's another three-point basket up, no good. Rebounded by Grace Albertson. 6 minutes to play in quarter number 1. And there's another Cyclone turnover. And then the Atlantic turns it right back over. Aubrey Schwiezow in transition, puts a shot up, no good. And right there is Kinsley Bruck to clean things up, and she ties the ball game at 5 apiece. Both teams kind of mirroring each other in terms of strategy, playing a zone and then a little three-quarter court press. Little 15-foot jumper up, no good. Rebounded by the Cyclones. 5:15 left to play in quarter number 1, and we have a tie contest at 5 apiece. Brinley Van Bala has it, gets it inside to Bruck, and there's another Cyclone turnover. 3 turnovers here in quarter number 1 already for the Cyclones. Schroeder's going to put up another 3, and that one's short, no good, and it's going to go out of bounds. Cyclone basketball, and into the lineup for Harlan Community is number 23, Addison Wicks. She replaces Van Bala. 4:50 to go in quarter number 1, and it's 5-5. Schweizer on the dribble penetration, puts up a little runner, no good. Rebounded by Grace Albertson, cleans it up and good. Leading scorer for the Cyclones, Grace Albertson, offensive rebound and put back, and Harlan Community has the lead, 7-5. And the Cyclones are back in that extended 2-3 zone. Going to try and create some steals out front on some skip passes. Ball down low to Harder. Harder's looking for somebody there on the baseline, and then it goes into Williams, and there's going to be a turnover, and then the Cyclones turn it right back over. Just under halfway done here in quarter number 1, and the Cyclones have a lead, 7-5. Ball goes inside to Williams. It's blocked by Albertson, and the Cyclones come away with it. It's Schweizer. She puts up a runner, and that's good. And Coach Dan Vargason wants to take a timeout and talk things over. And we'll take a timeout with him. You're watching Cyclone basketball on HLTV, Channel 15.
How do you top Pizza Ranch's legendary cheesy ranch sticks? Any way you want. Get a load of these. Our new loaded cheesy ranch sticks are now topped with an extra layer of flavor. Skillet crust, melty cheese, herbs and spices, and up to 2 of your favorite toppings. They're the ultimate appetizer on the buffet or on the go. Don't you just love that new menu item smell? Pizza Ranch, everyone's favorite buffet.
Welcome back, Cyclone fans. Out of the timeout, it is Atlantic basketball, but a Cyclone lead at 9-5. This is Coach Dan Vargason and the Trojans that called timeouts. We'll look to see if anything changes here out of that timeout. Schroeder with the three-pointer up. Bounces around, no good. And it's Peyton Harder with the offensive rebound and put back. And it's 9-7. Harder with 4 points. Some of the scoring here tonight is kind of what we imagined, and that is with Albertson right there as we speak, scoring the bucket at 11-7. So a battle between post player Albertson and post player Harder for Atlantic. Their leading scorer for each team, and it's a Cyclone lead, 11-7, as we're under 3 minutes to play in quarter number 1. Ball goes right into Harder, and then there's a foul. See, it's on Albertson or Bruck, and it's on Bruck. So it'll be the first personal foul on Kinsley, and that's actually the first foul not only on the Cyclones, but be by either team. Harder's free throw is up and good. 11-8. Cyclones with the lead. Harder with a second free throw coming. Second free throw by Harder rolls out, no good. Albertson with the rebound. Swenson has it. Comes across the timeline with it. 2:25 to left to play in quarter number 1. Cyclones with a 3-point lead, 11-8. Ball goes down low and going to be last touched by Albertson. It's the 5th turnover by the Cyclones. Harlan Community in a little 2-2-1 3/4 court press here. Atlantic breaks that, and now they'll get into their half-court zone offense against the 2-3 zone of the Cyclones. Ball's skip pass, and Schroeder is going to put up a 3, no good. She hit the first one and is not connected on any of her other attempts thus far. There's going to be a shot attempt, but I think it's going to be foul called on the floor. It is. Foul is going to be called on number 15, Peyton McLaren. It's going to be Addie Wicks, puts a shot up, no good, but it's Kinsley Bruck with the offensive rebound and putback. It's the post show here tonight between the Cyclones, Albertson and Bruck versus number 20, Peyton Harder. And there she goes up, attacks the basket. Nice job there by Albertson blocking her shot. And now it's Schwiezow in transition. She puts a shot up, and that's no good. She gets her own offensive rebound, and good. Nice job by Aubrey there getting her own offensive rebound. Cyclones really rebounding well, especially on the offensive board here early on. Van Bala into the lineup for Molly Swenson. Schwiezow with a free throw for an old-fashioned three-point play. And that's good. And it's 16-8. Cyclones have doubled up the visiting Trojans. Closing in on a minute and some change to play in this first quarter. Again, Cyclones leading 16-8. Ball is tipped out of bounds off Albertson. So we'll be Atlantic basketball with 17 seconds on the shot clock, 1:09 left on the game clock. Ball goes down low to McLaren. She puts a shot up, and McLaren is fouled. I think that's going to be Kinsley Bruck's second personal foul. It is Bruck's second. And McLaren's going to the free throw line for 2 free throws. First one up, no good. Into the Cyclone lineup now. Swenson back in, Bruck back out. It'll be interesting to see how long Bruck sits on the bench, as she's got a second and doesn't want to pick up a third here in the first half, let alone the first quarter. Second free throw by McLaren is up and good. 16-9. Cyclones lead by 7. Shot by Schwiezow is up, no good. But a 8-second differential between shot clock and game clock. McLaren gets it across to Schroeder. 20 on the shot clock. Williams with it. McLaren puts up a wild one there. Rebound goes to Schwiezow. Shot clock is off. Game clock down to 15. Swenson with it, gets it to Schwiezow. We're now under 10 seconds to play in the quarter. Van Bala's going to put up a three-pointer, no good. And that's going to bring us to the end of quarter number 1, where the Cyclones lead the Trojans 16-9. We're going to take a quick break and be back with more basketball action. You're watching Cyclone Activities on HLTV, Channel 15.
This program has been brought to you by Dylan Hamilton, financial advisor with Hamilton Financial Services, a financial advisory practice of Ameriprise Financial Services, LLC. Contact Dylan today at 712-235-5500. Office is located in Harlan and Walnut.
Harlan Do It Best is your best source for friendly service, expert advice, and innovative products. Whether you need to build it, paint it, fix it, or grill it, we have it all. Our full-service paint department, utilizing Valspar paints, can match any color for your interior and exterior painting projects. Check out our new Diablo tool aisle for all power tool accessories needed for your home improvements. Make grilling easy with our full selection of grills and grilling supplies. Harlan Do It Best, conveniently located at 1810 Chatbird Avenue in Harlan.
Western Iowa Medical, providing outstanding service and the highest quality medical equipment and supplies in Western Iowa. At Western Iowa Medical in Harlan, it's our mission to meet all your home health care needs.
Welcome back, Cyclone fans. Getting ready for second quarter action of play from Harlan Community High School gym. Cyclones with a 7-point lead, 16-9. It'll be Atlantic basketball to start quarter number 2. And Cyclones still in that zone. Ball goes inside. Cyclones maybe got away with the foul there on some backside help. It's a turnover number 4 on Atlantic. And here's a 3-point shot up and good. Aubrey Schwiezow knocks down the 3-point bucket, and it's 19-9. Cyclones opening up a lead here, and then there's going to be a foul. That's going to be an offensive foul on number 40, Katrina Williams, as there was some elbowing going on between her and Albertson. And score tables just need to make sure who the foul was on. It was on number 40, Williams. That's her first personal foul. And it's a Cyclone basketball here with 7:20 left to play in the first half. Ball goes down low to Albertson. Albertson kicks it out to Swenson. They need to go inside, out, and back inside, and attack Peyton Harder and see if we can draw some fouls on her. Ball gets skipped around the perimeter. Her little running jumpers up, no good. And it's going to be touched by Atlantic as they were on the baseline. So the possession goes over to Harlan Community. Ten-point lead for the Cyclones, 19-9. And there's a turnover by the Cyclones. And the turnover does not lead to points. There's going to be a quick whistle, and it's going to be a held ball, and on the alternate possession arrow, it's going to favor the Cyclones. Ball goes inside to Albertson, outside to Schwiezow, and then there's going to be a foul on Molly Swenson on the rebound. (19-9) is the score. Again, Cyclones in that little 2-3 zone. Ball goes down low to Harder. Harder faces Grace Albertson, and it's another Atlantic turnover. Schwiezow in transition, puts a shot up, no good, and then gets her offensive rebound. And again, the Cyclones doing a great job of offensive rebounding. Something in some other games, maybe a stat that they've struggled with, but tonight they're doing an outstanding job of getting offensive rebounds, where their offensive putbacks is where they've scored a lot of their buckets, to right now have a 21-9 lead, with Schwiezow going to go to the free throw line. And we want to take this time to thank some of those fine sponsors for making the live broadcast tonight come to you. Those being Cyclone Lanes, K&OD Radio, Keast Auto Center, Fairway in Harlan, United Bank of Iowa, Do It Best Hardware, Conductix Wampler, The Agency Insurance, Western Iowa Medical, Dr. J's Family Eye Care, Cyclone Seed and Chemical, Shelby County State Bank, Hamilton Financial Services, Hanson House Senior Living, Paulie Jones Funeral Home, Murtu Medical Center, Physical Therapy and Rehab Services, the Peterson Family Wellness Center and Lewis Family Aquatic Complex, and a special thanks to the Pizza Ranch here in Harlan for providing some much-needed broadcast equipment, and that includes our brand-new scoreboard camera you see there on your screen that shows 5:54 left in the half and a 21-9 lead for the Cyclones. And Squeezeout's trying to add to that, and it doesn't. But Harder comes away with the defensive rebound. And the Cyclones have held the Trojans scoreless here in this second quarter. Well, dribble drive action. That's shut down by Squeezeout and Albertson. A foul is going to be whistled on Squeezeout. It'll be Squeezeout's first personal foul, team's second of the quarter. And Atlantic inbounds. Ball getting worked around the zone of Harlan Community. Be a three-pointer up and no good. Rebounded by Harder. And they're going to call a jump ball. And on the alternate possession arrow, it's going to favor Atlantic. There's a jumper put up by McLaren, no good. Last touch by Albertson. So possession will stay with Atlantic. Atlantic inbounds, McLaren with it, pull-up jumper, and her shot is blocked. And the Cyclones off and running. Shot put up, Squeezeout doesn't convert. And Atlantic back with it, 21-9. Again, Atlantic was 16-9 at the end of the first quarter. So Atlantic has not scored. Cyclones have outscored them 5-0 here in quarter number 2. Swenson's going to put up a three-pointer. That's no good. Rebounded inside by Albertson, and she rolls on the ground. That's going to be a travel. Will be Atlantic basketball. 4:29 to play in the half. And a Cyclone 12-point lead, 21-9. Three-pointer up, no good by Atlantic. They hustled and get the rebound. Cyclone's got to run that down, but possession does stay with the Trojans. And Harlan Community stays in that pesky zone that they extend out. Ball goes down low, and there's going to be a turnover on Atlantic. That's their 6th turnover, and it's Van Bala. She turns it over and travels. So we've now gone under the 4-minute mark here in quarter number 2, and it's a 21-9 game. Cyclones outscored Atlantic so far 5-0 in quarter number 2. Ball goes inside to Harder, and then there's going to be a foul on Albertson. It's going to be Albertson's first. Kinsley Bruck, the Cyclone, other post players on the bench with 2 personal fouls, and the free throw up by Harder's no good. So Atlantic still scoreless in the second quarter. Second free throw is up and good. 21-10. Cyclones lead by 11. The Cyclones have it. Kate Kester's on the baseline. Tried getting it over to Brinley Van Bala. They weren't on the same page there as the ball goes out of bounds. That's turnover number 9 on the Cyclones. 3.5 minutes to play in this first half. The Cyclones with an 11-point lead, 21-10. Three-pointer up and no good. And there's a timeout on the floor. Gabri Schwiezow caught maybe an arm in the windpipe there. So she'll take a breath and get a drink and get back in there, I'm sure. 3 minutes to play, 21-10, Cyclones. Addie Wicks puts up a shot. That's an air ball, no good. Atlantic comes away with the defensive rebound. Ball's tipped out of there by Swenson. McLaren will inbound for the Trojans. And there's a steal out front. Another turnover by Atlantic, and that's their 7th of the night. A three-point shot up by Van Bala. That's no good. And then they're going to call a foul on Swenson. Be Swenson's 2nd personal foul. Team's 4th of the quarter. Three-point shot up, and it's going to be a foul on number 40, Williams. And she kind of set an illegal screen. Try and get the shooter open. 21-10 is the score. Only been 6 points scored total between the two teams here in this second quarter so far. Ball goes into Bruck. Albertson shoots a shot, no good. Bruck into the lineup. Kinsley's got to make sure she doesn't pick up that 3rd personal foul here. That would be critical. Under 2 minutes to play. 21-10 is the score. And there's a bench warning by the official on Atlantic. Heard enough from Coach Dan Vargason. Ball getting worked around the perimeter of the zone. Williams inside with it, and she turns the ball over. That's turnover number 8. So 8 turnovers for Atlantic, 9 for the Cyclone. Swenson puts up a shot, no good. Nice job there by Kinsley Bruck. If she didn't get the rebound, just let it go so she doesn't pick up her 3rd personal foul. Ball kind of just worked around the top of the arc. Atlantic isn't getting any dribble penetration or post touches inside to break down the zone defense of the Cyclones. And there's a turnover by Atlantic. Turnover number 9. Both teams with 9 turnovers this first half. Cyclones have it. At 24 on the shot clock, and it's Addie Wicks. It's going to put up a shot, no good. Rebounded by Peyton Harder. So 30 seconds on the shot clock, 36 on the game clock. Again, Kinsley Bruck just don't pick up that 3rd foul here in the quarter. And there's a pass trying to go high-low from Williams to Harder. And that's out, and Coach Zach Clausen uses that dead ball to get Kinsley out of there so she doesn't pick up that 3rd personal foul. So we've been sitting at 21-10 for 4 minutes here. And even kind of more eye-opening is Atlantic has scored 1 point in this second quarter. Ball goes down low, try getting to Grace Albertson, and it's a turnover. And that will bring us to the end of the first half, where the score is Cyclones 21, Trojans 10. We're going to take a break, and we'll be back with second half action of play. We're watching Cyclone basketball on HLTV, Channel 15.
Dr. J's Family Eye Care, longtime supporter of Cyclone Sports in Harlan.
Hanson House Senior Living. Experience life, experience Hanson House.
Advertise with HMU. Are you looking for an easy and affordable way to get your business out there? Why not advertise right here? HMU is looking for sponsors, and starting as low as $40 a month, your business could be featured right here. Our sponsors help us cover programs just like this one, and thanks to their support, we're now able to broadcast Cyclone sports, concerts, and more live on both HLTV, Channel 15, and YouTube. So what are you waiting for? Call 755-5182 and ask for Jonathan, or email jnorth@hmunet.com and ask for more information today.
At United Bank of Iowa, the difference is here. Conveniently located at the corner of Highway 59 and Pine Street in Harlan, you'll always find a smiling face to greet you and help you with all your banking needs. We offer competitive rates on deposits and loans, and the latest in technology with our online and mobile products. Come and find out for yourself why the difference is here at United Bank of Iowa. Member FDIC.
Looking for insurance coverage at competitive rates? As an independent agency, we are not tied to one insurance company. We work for you, the agency, located right across from City Hall.
How do you game? Do you shoot your shot? Do you go for the goal? Or throw the high cheese? Whatever you do, our goal at Murtu Physical Therapy is to keep you in the game. Murtu Physical Therapy. Game on.
Welcome back, Cyclone fans. Getting ready for second half action of play here from Harlan Community High School Gym. In the first quarter, the Cyclones outscored Atlantic 16-9, and then things cooled off in a hurry, where there was only 6 total points in the second quarter. Cyclones outscored Atlantic 5-1. So 16-9 at the end of the first quarter, and it's 21-10 here at halftime. Each team with exactly the same amount of turnovers. Cyclones had 5 turnovers in quarter number 1 and 5 in quarter number 2. Meanwhile, Atlantic had 3 turnovers in quarter number 1 and then 7 in quarter number 2. So each team couldn't find the hoop and had some turnovers to boot. So we'll see what changes offensively and defensively each team maybe has. Each team played kind of a little three-quarter court press after made baskets, and then dropped back into a half-court zone defense. And there's going to be a turnover to start the third quarter by the Cyclones. Looked like Atlantic was in a little bit of a triangle and 2 against these Cyclones. See what Atlantic does to get Harder some more touches. And here's the first change we see offensively, and that is moving Harder outside. She and number 40 Williams were playing inside high-low, but just couldn't get any touches into that through that Cyclone zone defense. And now you see Peyton Harder moving outside to the perimeter. We'll see if they stick with that philosophy. And there's a double dribble. Brinley Van Bala turning it over. Addie Wicks into the lineup for the Cyclones. It'll be Atlantic's second possession of this third quarter. And there it is again. They take Peyton Harder outside to at least get the ball into her hands for passing opportunities. We'll see if she tries to get any dribble drive opportunities. Maybe she'll even pull up a 3. And there it is, 3-point shot by Peyton Harder. And there's the bucket. So there's the first change that we've seen, and that is taking Peyton Harder out of the post and putting her outside. She nails a 3-pointer, 21-13. Cyclones lead by 8. And there's a bucket by the Cyclones. It's Grace Albertson answering right back. So post player versus post player here. Ball getting skipped around. There's Harder with it again outside the arc. She has it, gets it down low. They go, and there's a foul. And that's either going to be second on Albertson or third on Bruck. And it is the third on Kinsley Bruck. So we'll send Katrina Williams, the junior, to the free throw line. Well, actually, they're going to call that foul on 23, Addie Wicks. So that really helps things. It's not a foul on Albertson or Bruck, so it's Wicks' first personal foul, team's first of the third quarter, and Williams goes 1 for 2 from the free throw line, and it's 23-14. We're closing in on 6 minutes to play in the second quarter. Ball goes, Cyclones wanted to go high-low from Albertson to Bruck. Shot by Wicks is up and no good. Cyclones lead by 9, 23-14. 3-point shot up and good. And that is number 3, Zoe Kirchhoff. And Atlantic has closed it to 6 at 23-17. Wicks gets it across to Albertson. Albertson stuck on the block against Harder. And there was going to be a cross-court pass to Wicks, and it went off the head of Harder. Deep three-pointer. It's an air ball by Schwiezow. 5:24 to play in this third quarter. 23-17 Cyclones. And there's going to be a turnover. Finally, yeah, the Cyclones do come away with that. And then the Cyclones turn it right back over. And a foul on top of that by Schwiezow. That's going to be her second personal foul. (23-17) Cyclones. Harder with it. Ball gets kicked out from the short corner. Cyclones doing a nice job of not letting the ball get reversed quickly. Harder on the dribble drive. She kicks it out. Schroeder couldn't handle that. Inside to Williams. Harder with it in the corner. She puts up a 3, and that's good. Harder now with 12, and Atlantic has closed the gap to 23-20. So Atlantic, we're going to stay right here with this timeout. It was 21-10 at the start of the third quarter. Atlantic scored 1 point in the second quarter. Started with 9, ended with 10. And so far here in 3.5 minutes of play, they've doubled their scoring output to get from 10 to 20 in 3.5 minutes versus the 16 minutes in the first half. Cyclones, we'll see what the Cyclones change up out of here maybe. Cyclones were playing a zone. It was Atlantic making the first move of the chess match of the second half, taking Peyton Harder and putting her out on the perimeter, and she's got 12 points now. And Atlantic is playing a little triangle in 2. There's going to be a foul on Harder. They're guarding Molly Swenson and Aubrey Schwiezow man-to-man, and they're playing a zone on the inside. There's going to be a bucket made by Addie Wicks. Steps up and knocks down the 2-point baseline jumper, and it's 25-20. Cyclones by 5. Schroeder with it. She's going to put up a 3. And bounces around, no good, and it's Albertson that comes away with the defensive rebound. Cyclones get in a hurry and turn the ball over. It's turnover number 14 so far. Cyclones had 5 turnovers in the first quarter, 5 in the second, and 4 so far in the third. The good thing about it, it was a dead ball turnover that went out of bounds, which allowed the Cyclones to get back defensively. And there's Atlantic. And they turn the ball right back over. And it's Atlantic's 12th turnover of the game. 3.5 minutes to play. It's 25-20. Cyclones. Albertson with it on the elbow. She's got to turn around and face up. Dare Peyton Harder to come out and guard her, or to knock it down. It's just a free throw. There's a shot from the corner. It'll be Addie Wicks, and Addie Wicks is coming up big for the Cyclones. She knocks down the shot. She's got 5, and with 3 minutes to play, it's 28-20 Cyclones. Three-pointer up by Atlantic, no good. Schwiezow comes away with the defensive rebound, and they're going to call a blocking foul, I believe. So we'll send Schwiezow to the free throw line. That foul is on number 3, Zoe Kirchhoff. That's her second personal foul, second team of the quarter. And that free throw's up, no good. McLaren will replace Kirchhoff. 2:42 left to play in the third quarter. Second free throw is up and good for Schwiezow. 29-20. Cyclones with the lead. Schroeder with it out front. She puts a shot up. No good. Shot is blocked. Atlantic runs down the loose ball. 17 on the shot clock. Harder with it on the wing. Now McLaren gets it. McLaren with it again. 4 on the shot clock, and there's a Atlantic turnover. The Cyclones set up shop here offensively with 2 minutes to play in the third quarter, and the lead 29-20. Ball again into Albertson, and Albertson scores the bucket. She's got 8, and it's 31-20. Cyclones get the lead back to 11. Atlantic just can't get that zone defense of the Cyclones broken down either with some post touches or dribble penetration. There's a three-pointer up, and that's going to be short, no good. This will be Bruck that comes away with it. Minute 20 left in the third quarter. And the Cyclones just turn it right back over. That's the 5th turnover of the third quarter. So we have 15 turnovers here, 5 in each quarter so far, and we have a minute 14 left to play in the third as Atlantic has the possession here. Harder looks at the basket, pass it around. There's going to be a held ball. And on the possession now, it favors Atlantic, so the possession will stay here. .23 on the shot clock, 1:02 on the game clock. And a three-pointer from the corners up, no good. Rebounded by the Cyclones. Under a minute to play in this third quarter. Nice backdoor cut by Molly Swenson, and she doesn't convert. Swenson yet to score here tonight for the Cyclones. Peyton Harder has it, and she scores the bucket. And she's got 14 to lead all scorers. The Cyclones are going to dribble out. The shot clock is off. Game clock, 15 seconds to go here in this third quarter. 31-22 is the score. Grace Albertson puts up a shot. No good. 3 seconds left to win. The last second little pirouette is no good. So bring us to the end of the third quarter where the Cyclones lead 31-22. We're going to take a quick timeout. We'll be back with more action from Harlan Community High School gym. You're watching Cyclone basketball on HLTV, Channel 15.
At Polly Jones Funeral Home, compassion is our foundation. As a proud family-owned and operated business, we understand that during times of loss, empathy and understanding make all the difference. Our dedicated professionals, rooted in family values, are here to answer your calls and address your questions and concerns. With 3 locations in Harlan, Avoca, and Denison, we're available whenever and wherever you need us to provide customized services for every family we serve. Polly Jones Funeral Home, proudly serving our communities for over 90 years.
Cyclone Seed and Chemical is your one-stop shop for all your agronomy inputs. Whether it's seeds, chemicals, fertilizers, or custom application, the staff at Cyclone Seed will work hard for your business. When you work with Cyclone Seed and Chemical, you'll have to build a bigger bin.
Listen to 105.3 KNOD. KNOD covers local, state, and world news. KNOD covers your favorite local high school sports, the Iowa Hawkeyes and the Chicago Cubs. KNOD covers Brownfield Ag News programs. KNOD plays the hits you want to hear from the 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s. KNOD has great advertising rates for your business. Call 800-876-KNOD for more info. 105.3 KNOD.
At Keist Auto Center, it's our mission to be the automotive home of Ford, Chevy, and GMC drivers in Southwest Iowa. Conveniently located just off Highway 59 in Harlan, we provide a vast selection of new and used vehicles, exceptional car care, and always deliver customer service with a smile. As your hometown auto dealer, we strive to make every transaction an easy one. Call or stop by today to get in touch with a member of our team and let us know how we can serve you today. Keist Auto Center, proudly serving Southwest Iowa for over 31 years. Cyclone Lanes in Harlan is your total family fun entertainment center. Known for our homemade buttercrust pizza, we also offer great burgers and a variety of other sandwiches and sides, all available to eat in or carry out. Cyclone Lanes is available for birthday parties, company outings, and church youth groups. Laser bowling starts on Friday and Saturday evenings at 8 p.m. We invite you to come enjoy some fun family entertainment and great food at Cyclone Lanes in Harlan.
If you grill it, he will come.
Hey.
Is this heaven?
Nope. It's fairway.
Welcome back, Cyclone fans. Getting ready for fourth quarter action of play. After a slow second quarter where the Cyclone scored 5 and Atlantic scored 1. That quarter, in the third, Harlan Community scored 10 and Atlantic 11. And we sit at a score of Cyclones 31, Trojans 22. As we start this fourth quarter from Harlan Community High School gym in this Hawkeye 10 matchup. Addie Wicks puts up a shot, and Addie Wicks is coming up big tonight. That is 8 points for Wicks as Atlantic is trying to take some key players out of the game here. Defensively, it's Wicks that's stepping up and knocking down buckets. It's 34-22. Cyclones by 12, their largest lead of the night. One thing that has plagued both teams is turnovers. 15 turnovers for the Cyclones, 13 for Atlantic. There's a rebound by Harlan Community. And another Cyclone turnover. Turnover number 16. Cyclone's doing a nice job of just keeping the ball out of Peyton Harder, the leading scorer for Atlantic. She does have 14, but there's going to be a foul called on Molly Swenson. That'll be her third personal, I believe. Swenson is replaced by Van Bala. Ball gets inbound to Harder. Kirchhoff puts up a three, no good. Going to be last touched by Schwiezow. It'll be Atlantic basketball on the baseline. And Coach Dan Vargason is wanting to call a timeout and talk things over. And we want to talk things over about sponsors, those folks that are making this live broadcast come to you. So if you see one of these folks, give them a big thank you. And those being Cyclone Lanes, KNOD Radio, Keast Auto Center, Fairway in Harlan, United Bank of Iowa, Do It Best Hardware, Conductix Wampler, The Agency Insurance, Western Iowa Medical, Dr. J's Family Eye Care, Cyclone Seed and Chemical, Shelby County State Bank, Hamilton Financial Services, Hanson House Senior Living, Polly Jones Funeral Home, Murtu Medical Center, Physical Therapy and Rehab Services, and the Peterson Family Wellness Center and Lewis Family Aquatic Complex. And a big special thank you to the Pizza Ranch here in Harlan for providing some much needed broadcast equipment, including our brand new scoreboard camera that you see on your screen, which reads Cyclones with a 12-point lead, 34-22 here in this fourth quarter. So out of the timeout, it will be Atlantic basketball on the baseline. 6:38 left to play. And again, Cyclones with a 12-point lead, 34-22. Cyclones just still in that extended 2-3 zone. Harder with it, just, again, Cyclones doing a nice job of staying sound inside. There's going to be a foul. Foul's going to be called on Bruck. That'd be Bruck's third personal foul. We'll send Katrina Williams to the free throw line for two. The first one was up and good. 34-23. And the second one is good as well. 34-24. Cyclones by 10. As we're closing in on 6 minutes to play in the contest. Esme Van Bala puts up a three. That's no good. Rebounded by Atlantic. shot goes up and good. And they're going to say travel. So turnover on Atlantic. There, it's going to be their 11th turnover on the night. (34-24) is the score as we've gone under 6 minutes to play. Ball goes backdoor cut. Nice cut there, nice pass. And the Cyclones up the lead to 12 after the Schwiezow layup. 36-24. Three-pointer up and good. That is number 1, McKenna Schroeder. She's got 6. She made the opening three-pointer for Atlantic and then has been cold till that field goal attempt there. And they're going to be 3 seconds on Grace Albertson. Got herself kind of planted down low and didn't get out of the lane in time. So a 3-second call, turnover on the Cyclones. That's turnover number 17. And it's 36-27. Deep three-pointer and that's good. And it's going to be 36-30. Atlantic back to within 6 with 4:40 to go. Bruck was trying to go high-low down into Grace Albertson. Molly Swenson on the dribble drive puts a shot up, no good, but is fouled. So Swenson will go to the free throw line. Swenson's scoreless so far tonight. Will have an opportunity with 2 shots from the free throw line, and that first one's up and good. 37-30 Cyclones. And that one's no good. Still haven't put a point up there on the scoreboard. There we go, 37-30. Cyclones got to make sure they know where number 1 is, Schroeder. She's the one that's got 9 now off of 3 made three-pointers. All down low, shot up, no good. Rebounded by Bruck. And then there's going to be a foul. I think the foul's going to be called on Atlantic. So it'll be Cyclone basketball as the foul is called on number 10, Weiderstein. 37-30, Cyclones with a 7-point lead as we're down under the halfway mark of the fourth quarter. Atlantic just daring Grace Albertson to shoot it from that elbow. And it's Addie Wicks. Doesn't come away with a bucket there. Nice look for Wicks. Harder with it. Cyclone still in that 2-3 zone. Little running jumper, no good. And a shot put up by Weiderstein, and that's blocked. Harlan Community off to the races. That clock's their friend. They don't need to be in a hurry here. They're double teaming down low Bruck. They're just leaving Addie Wicks wide open. And they're taking her defender and double teaming down on Kensley Bruck. Shot clock is now down to 6. Ball's kicked out to Wicks, and she nails it. And Addie Wicks with a 3-point bucket with 11 points. And she's coming up big here tonight from the Cyclones as the defense of Atlantic is forcing someone else to step up and score. And that person tonight is Addie Wicks. A timeout by Dan Bargeson. 2:22 left to play, and it's 40-30. Cyclones by 10. So Atlantic really trying to take the post game away from the Cyclones of Bruck and Albertson. Bruck has 4 points. Albertson has 8. And usually in double figures, as Albertson is even the Cyclones' leading scorer. So they're daring other players for the Cyclones to be unguarded, and that's where Addie Wicks is stepping up, and as her defender is double teaming down on the low block, whoever's down there, whether it's Albertson or Bruck, and Wicks has been knocking down shots. Again, she's got 11 on the night, and the Cyclones lead by 10, 40-30. Atlantic gets the ball inbounded, and there's trouble on the sideline. Nice job by the Cyclones bottling things up. Schroeder with it, and there's going to be a foul on Schwiezow. That's her third personal foul. Again, 40-30 with 2:10 left to play in the contest. Cyclones with a lead here. Got to know where Schroeder is. She's been knocking down threes. There's an errant bucket by number 3, Kirchhoff, that hits the bang board, and that's it. Cyclones get it across half court. Atlantic's going to have to foul. Cyclones got to do is just play keep away. .15 seconds on the shot clock. At this point in time, Atlantic might as well not foul. They've gone this far into the shot clock. A nice find there is Grace Albertson going back door. And the Cyclones are up by 12, 42-30. There's a shot no good. We're closing in on a minute to play, and the Cyclones in a hurry, and it turns into a turnover. Again, not needing to go in transition. That clock's your friend, and ends up being turnover number 18 for the Cyclones. Schroeder's going to fire up a 3. That's no good. And Harlan Community comes away with the defensive rebound, and there's a foul. We're under a minute to play, 54 seconds. It's a 4-possession game at a minimum. That's just the 4th team foul on Atlantic, so they have to foul one more time to get the Cyclones to the free throw line. So there's a foul on Peyton Harder that will send Aubrey Schwiezow to the free throw line. And that free throw is up, no good. Second free throw for Schwiezow is on its way, and that one's no good as well. But it's Albertson that comes away with the offensive rebound, and it'll be Molly Swenson who gets fouled. And she's going to go to the free throw line for 2. The 1-and-1 is no longer a thing in high school basketball. As soon as a team has committed 5 free throws in a quarter, then the opponent goes to the free throw line for a 2-shot foul attempt. Swenson now with 2 points on the night, and that one is up and good. 44-30 is the score. Shot up and good by McLaren. With that made field goal, gets it to 44-32. A 12-point Cyclone lead. Coach Dan Vargson wants to take a timeout and try and set up some zone or some man-to-man pressure to try and get a steal. Cyclones, I'm sure, are getting told come to the ball and hang on to the ball tightly, as you know you're going to be fouled if there's not a steal. So again, it's a 12-point Cyclone lead, 44-32. For all purposes here, minus a miracle, it will be a Cyclone victory. Still, as Cyclones want to close this out with some fundamentals here in terms of not turning it over, getting it inbounded, breaking the press. If you get fouled, get to the free throw line, knock down free throws. So it'll be Grace Albertson to inbound. They get it to Addie Wicks, and she's trapped. The ball gets passed back to the inbounder, Grace Albertson, but tipped out of bounds. Possession does stay with Harlan Community. And Coach Zach Clausen is not liking the inbound attempt there. Had some Cyclone players run into each other and didn't want to turn the ball over. So out of the timeout, it's going to be Cyclone basketball on the baseline. 12-point lead, 44-32. There's 31 seconds left in the game. Well, it's inbounded to Sweezow. She gets it to Swenson. Now back to Wicks with it. And almost a held ball. And it's going to be Coach Zach Clausen calling another timeout, as a 5-second call was almost there. And it's going to be a full timeout as the 30-second timeouts have already been used, which gives us plenty of time to thank those fine sponsors for making this live broadcast come to you. Those being Cyclone Lanes, KNOD Radio, Keast Auto Center, Fairway in Harlan, United Bank of Iowa, Do It Best Hardware, Conductix Wampler, The Agency Insurance, Western Iowa Medical, Dr. J's Family Eye Care, Cyclone Seed and Chemical, Shelby County State Bank, Hamilton Financial Services, Hanson House Senior Living, Polly Jones Funeral Home, Murtu Medical Center, Physical Therapy and Rehab Services, and the Peterson Family Wellness Center and Lewis Family Aquatic Complex. And we also want to give a special thank you to the Pizza Ranch here in Harlan, as they were responsible for providing some much needed broadcast equipment. One of those things being the new scoreboard camera that you see there on your screen, which shows the Cyclone with a 12-point lead, 44-32, with 17.7 seconds left to play in this Hawkeye 10 matchup between your Cyclones and the Trojans from Atlantic. And there's a turnover, but the Cyclones get it right back. Both teams still battling here to the buzzer. And with 10 seconds left, the Cyclones are just going to dribble this one out. Now we're down under 5. And that's going to bring us to the end, where the Cyclones are victorious 44-32 over the Trojans from Atlantic. With the win, it will improve Harlan Community to an overall record of 9 wins and 4 losses. And it will drop Atlantic to 9 wins and 5 losses. So a good game here for the Cyclones. Sure Coach Clausen will talk about some turnovers. But, wow, what a great job by the Cyclones holding Atlantic to only 1 point in that third quarter. And Harlan Community coming away with the win again, 44-32. This has been Jonathan North on the camera, Bill Mueller on the play-by-play. You've been watching Cyclone basketball on HLTV, Channel 15, where it's always great to be a Cyclone.